Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. Let's see, the first is several different videos of this cylinder UFO. Let's see, I also have this video of some strange lights over Dover, New Hampshire. And then I have a video that was suggested by someone in the comments. This is most likely Planet X. You know, I was never really a Planet X believer, but I think I was wrong. Let's see. This is a video about the U.S. Navy claims that their ships were intimidated by mysterious flying objects for several days. And again, this goes, back to what I've said before, that whatever these objects are, they're not visiting. They most likely live in our oceans, and that's the reason why the military and the Russian military constantly runs into them. Let's see. This is a video I've posted this video before, but I came across it again. And, it's supposed to be like the North Pole, a polar opening at the North Pole taken from the International Space Station. This is one of the videos, I don't want to believe it's true, but can somebody post or put a link to what movie it was from if this is fake? Let's see. I got another video here about these giant prehistoric dolmens. Some people have said that these were made by giants, but these are all over Europe. And actually Korea, I found it in this video that they found a lot of them in Korea. Let's see, this is just an interesting video of what's called a cloud avalanche. Let's see, I have this other article here about these two probes that they sent out to the edges of our solar system, and surprisingly, they are still sending back information. So we'll take a look at that. And then last is this video. I posted a video yesterday about this fort or a temple at the top of a giant peak in India. And here's another one in China. And this is like a double peak. And they put a little bridge here to connect it to. But anyways, let me go to the first one here. Let's see. Now, I think this is 3 or 4 different videos of this cylinder UFO.
I'm trying to zoom in as much as I can. Roll.
What is that, dude? That ain't normal.
That's fucking huge. Whatever the fuck that is, bro, that is fucking huge.
Dude, that's big. I want to keep recording. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Not that, no, bro.
Dude, that's some cool shit right there. That's, I think, what you would consider a UFO.
Okay, now I just want to stop this and make a comment here, right? Any reasonable person looking at this object here, I don't believe would say this is a rocket ship, right? I don't believe any reasonable person watching this footage here, or like these two gentlemen, right? They're watching this thing floating in the sky. I don't think it's anywhere in their imagination that this is a launching rocket ship, or a rocket ship that is being launched into space. But now, saying that, okay, yeah, this is obviously not a rocket ship. This is obviously not something that was launched, right? I want you to hear what the explanation that that this person gives.
Falcon 9 Starlink LDs go for launch.
As it turns out, upon further investigations, these were simply SpaceX's Starlink satellites being launched into space for the worldwide internet project. You can count on MUFON to give you the truth about what is happening in the sky. Don't forget to visit MUFON on our YouTube channel and MUFON Television at MUFONtelevision.com.
Dude, that's trippy as.
Okay, so can you imagine that? they're saying that MUFON is claiming that that was the launch of a rocket ship. This is a rocket ship. This is one of SpaceX. Again, according to what this woman, that's her explanation. And what I find very, very sad is that there are some people, maybe even some people who are watching my videos, who will accept that explanation, right? And you know, and I'm not talking about like people who rode the short yellow bus to school. You know, I'm talking about people who went to college, right? People who have high school degrees, people who pay mortgages, people who drive themselves to work, right? They will watch this video and then hear that explanation that it's the launch of the SpaceX, and they will accept that answer. And yeah, that's the state of many people in today's society. And I don't think there's going to be too many people who argue with me on that or who want to debate me on that. I'm sure people have seen those videos where there are other people who go onto college campuses and ask college students basic questions about geography or about U.S. history. And these college-educated students can't answer any of those questions. But anyways, let me move on. Let's see. This is out of Dover, New Hampshire, Strange Lights. And again, folks, these aren't visitors. Okay, you know, I don't understand how it just isn't so obvious by this point. We are seeing these UFOs every single day. There isn't a single day that goes by that somebody doesn't capture footage of UFOs.
I'm going to put this up on Facebook here in a minute, but they're glowing, they're like pulsing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know, this up here is just lens flare. But these are definitely, you know, something moving in the sky.
Two of them just went out, so we're down to two. And we've got, just for reference, coming. There's on the right side. There's a plane.
Folks, we are not alone on we are not alone on this planet.
Fine. Yep. But these are.
Okay, now this one here I can't explain. Initially I bought into the Nibiru thing. I believed in it, you know, the whole 2012 thing. But then when nothing happened, or I thought nothing happened, I thought it was part of some counterintelligence to make, you know, people who are into conspiracies look crazy. Yeah, so then I didn't. I thought, yeah, the whole Nibiru thing was fake. But I think it was Amy Hall in the comments suggested that I check out this video. And I mean, I'm looking at this and I can't explain this. Yeah, this whole video, it's just this. It's different filters of this. This is obviously the sun. This is not, I don't know what this is. I know it's not Earth. It's way too big to be Earth. I know it's not Venus or Mercury. Again, much, much too big. There's no way this could be one of the outer gas planets, because I think that they would be way out here. And from my understanding, the whole idea of Nibiru is that it's a brown dwarf, and it can't be seen with the naked eye, because it can only be seen in the infrared spectrum. So is that what I'm looking at here? And could this, you know, be the cause of all of the craziness that's happening on the planet? Again, you know, the idea that it's a concerted effort to push this whole global warming thing makes me question whether it's true or not. I mean, I definitely know that the planet is warming up. I don't think that can be denied. But whether or not we play a role in that, you know, I question. I really do question. But anyways, yeah, this is I I don't know what to say about this. Anyways, let me go on to this next video here. The U.S. Navy claims their ships were intimidated by mysterious flying objects for several days. Yeah, these are our neighbors, folks. We're not alone on the planet. We live on a planet that's 70% water. 95% of the ocean floor has been unexplored by us. It's completely reasonable that several highly advanced species could live in our oceans.
These objects were seen performing brazen maneuvers. The logs went on to detail the following. Kid reported UAV overhead. White lights identified hovering over the ship's flight deck. 2 UAV spotted off the starboard wing. 6 minutes later, 4 UAV spotted off the starboard bridge. End quote. It's interesting to note that these Navy vessels are equipped with some of the best tech on the planet, including sensors, radar, thermal imaging, and electro-optical systems. However, none of them were able to track and explain what these unidentified crafts were. Due to not being able to get an answer for what these crafts were, the Navy reached out to the Coast Guard, FBI, and other agencies to try and get an answer for what was flying around them. However, the investigation failed to turn up with an answer. Some have gone on to question whether these unidentified crafts were observing the ships. After all, this isn't the first time that unidentified crafts have been reported near our ships.
Hear that right there, what he just said? This isn't the first time unidentified craft have been observed around our ships. Again, they are monitoring us. Whenever we send our ships into their realm, they monitor us. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious by this point, and based on all of the talk in the media, that we were definitely ramping up towards some type of revelation. Like, I still don't believe, there's going to be an official disclosure where an official government person comes and announces that we're not alone. I think disclosure is taking place, like it's happening right now. It's not big D disclosure, it's little d disclosure. It's where, you have Christopher Mellon and the head of the DNI coming on Fox News and talking to Tucker Carlson and, revealing this information. This is a slow acclimation for people to get used to the idea that we are not alone. But but I find it interesting this they're still not willing to take that extra step and reveal the fact that these crafts are not all visiting. Sure, I think a small percentage of them are visitors, but I think the majority are our neighbors. Anyways, let me move on to this next video here. Well, yeah, this video, I've played this video a few times, and I'm still not buying that it's real. I definitely believe in the internet, and I believe that that if this was fake, that someone would be able to point to the movie or the scene or the digital image company or someone, special effects company that made this. Because I don't want to believe this is real. So, yeah, so if someone can, if this is, if this is fake, please, someone leave a link in the comments to any website or anyone who's been able to debunk this. Because if someone's been able to debunk this, I'll buy it. Because I don't want to believe this is real. Let's see. This is very interesting about that. I think it was yesterday I did a video on these dolmens. Well, here's another one. And apparently these go all the way across to Korea. But check this out. Oh yeah, and this is also in the back of a cafe. So unlike Stonehenge, where you have to pay a whole bunch of money and they have a lot of restrictions on what you can touch. This dolmen here is in the back of some cafe. So you can just go to the cafe, pay a small fee, and check out this 5,000-year-old, or they claim it's 5,000-year-old, but I bet you it's older than that.
It's the biggest of its kind in France, one of the 2 or 3 biggest in the whole of Europe, and for some reason, it's in the back garden of a cafe. It's called the Dolmen de Bagneux, and a dolmen, which I had to look up, but apparently it's the same word in English, is a type of ancient structure made of megalithic stones. The most basic dolmens are just 2 vertical stones supporting a third one that forms a roof. But here, as you can see, they've gone for a spacious detached bungalow kind of vibe. Some dolmens would originally have been covered with earth and turned into a type of mound called a tumulus, but in many cases the earth has been eroded and washed away over the centuries, and all that remains are the giant slabs of stone. So apparently this stone above me right now weighs 80 tons, just that stone. Slightly worrying, but it's stayed up for 5,000 years so far. So who lives in a house like this? Well, because dolmens come from an age before written history, no one really knows who made them or why they made them. The most likely explanation is that they were ceremonial burial chambers or tombs, which feels like the default archaeologist's explanation for pretty much anything, but human bones were found in some of them, so it's our best guess. What we do know is that they're mostly concentrated in the Celtic areas of Europe. You'll find a lot of them in Ireland, Wales, southern England, northwest France, southern Spain, India and Korea. Wait, India and Korea? Really?
Here's the thing, you know, I've said this before, that everything that we've been taught about evolution, about our history, I think has been completely wrong. You know, here's something else I want to point out. The thing about when people emigrate to another country, for instance, here in the United States, right? When people come from Italy, right, they bring their culture here. That's why we have pizza, we have Italian bread, you know, spaghetti, right? If someone comes from Mexico, right, they bring their culture, right? We have burritos, we have fiestas, you know what I mean? People from different areas bring their culture with them. So my thing is these dolmens are only on this continent, you know, in this continent, right? So if this notion that the first humans walked out of Africa, well, why aren't we seeing dolmens in Africa? And again, and I'm supposed to believe that somewhere in the past, right, dark-skinned Africans came across the Mediterranean and then moved into the areas of Greece and somehow got straight hair, blue eyes, and then started creating temples that look nothing like the building structures that are in Africa. And then they continue to go further and then somehow turned into Asian people and then started building pagodas and a completely different style of architecture, which is unlike anywhere else. And all of that was supposed to have happened like modern humans, right? Homo sapiens, Cro-Magnons. Our bones are only go back so far in the fossil record. It's at the most 250,000 years. So again, you know, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm pretty damn sure that there is no way you are going to get such diverse races on this planet. You know, and let's go to like the people of Papua New Guinea or the Aborigines in Australia or New Zealand, right? There is no way you're going to get the diversity of human races on this planet in only 250,000 years of time. So there's definitely something else that went on. You know, I believe that there had to have been some type of outside force manipulating early man's DNA, or also coming to this planet. Because again, like if you look at the areas of the Mediterranean, look at the Etruscans, the Mycenaeans, the Minoans, right? What they were doing was unlike anywhere else on the planet. Essentially, people were cavemen. People were still running around in animal skins. Then you have, you know, these people in the Mediterranean building these great big structures. And I'm supposed to believe that there's this thing called evolution, and, you know, that knowledge and abilities advanced as humans migrated further and further east. No, I'm not buying that. Anyways, let me go on to this next video here. Yeah, this is just a very interesting video. It has nothing to do with UFOs or anything like that, but just check this out. I think you'll enjoy this. Look, Ma, look how cool I am. I thought, yeah, since it's Reddit, I could play the whole thing. But anyways, let me go on to this next article here. Look at this, the mysterious dark vacuum. Oh, well, the weird space that lies outside of our solar system. The mysterious dark vacuum of interstellar space is finally being revealed by two intrepid spacecraft that have become the first human-made objects to leave our solar system. To mark the end of a turbulent year, we are bringing back some of our favorite stories for, okay, whatever. Far from the protective embrace of the sun, the edge of our solar system would seem to be a cold, empty, and dark place. The yawning space between us and the nearest stars was for a long time thought to be a frightening vast expanse of nothingness. Until recently, it was somewhere that humankind could only peer into from afar. Astronomers paid it only passing attention, preferring instead to focus their telescopes on the glowing masses of our neighboring stars, galaxies, and nebula. But two spacecraft built and launched in the 1970s have for the past few years been beaming back our first glimpse from this strange region we call interstellar space. As the first man-made objects to leave our solar system, they are venturing into uncharted territory billions of miles from home. No other spacecraft have traveled as far. So if I'm getting this correct, we have built objects that are at the edges of our solar system. And let me see if I can get this kind of visualize where this is. My understanding is correct, right? This is the region of space where the momentum or the inertia from the energy produced by electromagnetic particles being shot from our sun, right, or expanding out from our sun, which can be seen in the northern lights, right? That inertia, that energy, that momentum is moving through our solar system, I guess at light speed. And then the area that they're talking about in this article is the area in space where the momentum from the energy of the particles moving out into space begin to end, right, and fade away. And that's a far away. That's a huge distance. But anyways, that's something to think about. Let me move on to this last video here. Yeah, yesterday I did a video from these same people of these towers in India. Now, this is a very similar structure, but it's in China. So check this out.
Sacred mountain to Chinese Buddhism and is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is known as Fanjingshan, or Mount Fanjing, being an abbreviation of Fantian Jingtu, meaning Brahma's pure land. Fantian is the Chinese name for the Buddhist heavenly king Brahma, and Jingtu is Chinese for pure land. The area is therefore a main focus for what is known as Pure Land Buddhism. The strange outcrop of rock, which geologically speaking is like an island of folded metamorphic rock in a sea of karst, is the highest peak of the Wulling Mountains, with an elevation of 2,570 metres or 8,430 feet above sea level. It is located in Tongren, in the Guizhou province of southwest China, and as well as being a site of human interest for the history of Chinese Buddhism, it is also a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, a conservation area for primitive vegetation of the mid-subtropic alpine region of western China. Due to the mountain's isolation, there is a high degree of biodiversity, with the rare Guizhou golden monkey and the Fanjingshan fir tree occurring only in a small region centering on the mountain.
Here again, you know, look at this architecture. Okay, the notion, right, that people emigrated, where did this architecture originate from? Okay, remember I said this before in my other videos. People have to learn things, right? We as humans do not just wake up one morning and know how to build things. We have to be taught. We have to learn things, right? So my question is who taught these people thousands of years ago how to build these structures? And why are these people building things that are vastly different than what's being built in, let's say, South America, what's being built in the Mediterranean, right? Let's see what else, or how about in North America, right? We know that American Indians were also around at the same time the Chinese were building these things. So why aren't the American Indians building structures similar to this, right? They have their own particular style, but the styles do not match, right? So this notion or this idea that you know, humans walked out of Africa and then moved across and then again turned into Caucasians, and then the Caucasians turned into Asians, and then the Asians turned into Latinos? Nope. I'm not buying any of that. That's nonsense. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.